The GrabPack in Poppy Playtime is one of the best inventions Playtime ever created. Sure, they created Catnap and Huggy Wuggy, but the GrabPack is a far superior invention. While it appears simple on the outside, the GrabPack has a dark history, and one with plenty of blood on its hands. The GrabPack was considered standard equipment for Playtime employees. While the player is well versed with its capabilities, it was quite unreasonable for Playtime to expect this of their staff. Take a look at this passage talking about the GrabPack that's written in the Playtime Co. orientation book. Once you start using it, you'll wonder why every workplace doesn't have these GrabPacks. Well, it's because we patented the technology and won't let anyone else use it. Visitors to the factory also get to use a GrabPack, so they feel like they're really part of the team, but they're not. They should only use their GrabPack for the Make-a-Friend machine. Orphans can use it in the game station. Don't let visitors operate heavy machinery with it, and certainly don't let them fire it at one another. But most importantly, make sure a responsible adult from each tour party signs the standard waiver, which states Playtime Co. is not responsible for any injuries caused by the GrabPack. Playtime really does take pride in their GrabPack. Their wording makes them seem as if they just made the best invention ever in human history. They deliberately showed it off to the factory visitors and even let them use it. Allowing the employees to use the GrabPack was already a lawsuit waiting to happen. Even though the workers may have been trained, an accident can happen at any time. It's no wonder they were losing employees, and relied on the Bigger Bodies Initiative toys to do their jobs. The guidebook even states how dangerous the GrabPack is. Here's what they say in the book. The GrabPack is here to make your job easier. In return, you must respect the GrabPack. Look after it and don't use it for anything it's not designed for. The GrabPack was invented by Elliot Ludwig to help him in the factory as he got a little older, but it was so handy we rolled it out to all employees. In basic terms, it's a backpack with two extendable hands, which have multiple functions. It could be used to operate controls, fetch objects, and even connect electrical circuits. It could also open color-coded doors. The green hand can store an electrical charge temporarily, so power can be transferred between outlets. The yellow hand is more specialized and will only be issued to employees who apply for one and are judged to require it for their work. For instance, employees who often need to reach high places. It launches the user into the air, and due to obvious risks of this, it could only be issued to select employees after completing a course. It's very interesting that they mention a yellow hand, which is used to launch the user into the air, very similar to the purple hand. So far, we've never come across a yellow hand in the game, and apparently the yellow hand is more special than the purple one, despite having the same purpose. For now, the only explanation for this is that the yellow hand doesn't require a certain pad for the user to launch. This is why it's more difficult to handle. Instead of risking the lives of their employees, Playtime Co. could have just built a more advanced elevator system, for example, so that their staff could go up and down more safely. Maybe in the next chapter, we'll be able to acquire this yellow hand and see for ourselves how it works. There's also an additional note at the bottom of the page. The GrabPack really does come in handy, and not just with day-to-day work. When experiments get loose, the GrabPack has helped us deal with a lot of tricky situations. There is some truth to this, because if it wasn't for the GrabPack, we wouldn't be able to defeat the bosses in the game, especially Catnap. That fight requires us to use all three hands we have. The green for charging the power outlet, purple for jumping, and orange to make sure which Catnap is real. Other than that, the hands can be used to unlock certain doors. For instance, the train in the game station can only be opened with the green hand. Also, some doors can only be opened with two hands. One of the pages in the guidebook mentions something about this. It says, GrabPacks are an important part of security because they are used to open and close a lot of doors in the factory, so you may be brought to the security office to get training on how to use your GrabPack. Please pay attention to the informational tape. It costs money to make those things, you know? But what you must pay attention to is actually the poster accompanying the text, in which there's barely a visible message at the bottom saying, accessories which diminish the ability of any given GrabPack will not be tolerated by management. This shows how possessive Playtime is of their proprietary technology. It's also reflected in the way they treat orphans, since they're seen more as captives rather than real children. Basic necessities like real sunlight and socializing is not something Playtime is keen on. In this job opening announcement, we get more of an idea of how messed up Playtime Co. is as a company. We are always looking for more people. You'd be surprised how much security a toy factory needs. We can give you all the training you need to join our retrieval team. Drop by the office and ask for an application form. The fact that Playtime spends so much of their budget on security shows that they have little to no trust in their staff. Furthermore, they only mention retrieval team in the job posting without elaborating on what it is. We know that it involves dealing with escaping toys that are most likely hostile. It's an extremely dangerous job that might take someone's life. Just look at the Huggy Wuggy escape incident. It caused several staff members to die and go missing. So probably they were gathering as many security employees as possible so that they could easily replace them when they die. Also, pay attention to this poster. It gives their staff a warning not to overcharge their green hands due to the lethality of high voltage electrical currents. Doesn't this remind you of that one Theodore Graham Bell incident? Theodore was the orphan who got turned into catnap. One day, the prototype instructed him to use the green hand and turn on the green power outlet to escape. Unfortunately, due to the fact that Theodore hadn't received proper training and he was just 7 years old, he ended up being electrocuted. If the prototype hadn't come to his rescue, he would have died immediately. The explanation for how power is operated using the GrabPack can be found in the orientation book as well. Only maintenance employees should need to use this room. Your basic training should have covered what to do if you need to get the power back on in an emergency. Do not let visitors wander in here. Kids love to flick switches, push buttons, and stick their fingers into things. There are 2 sockets that can be connected by using your GrabPack. Just trail the cable around the 2 power poles to complete the circuit. The game has 2 power rooms so far, one in Chapter 1 and one in Chapter 2. The power room in Chapter 1 is easier to deal with, but the one in Chapter 2 requires more thinking. It's probably to prevent visitors from messing with the electricity. They also wrote an explanation about the storage room on the same page. This area is mostly used for storing parts for the Make-A-Friend machine. Please try to keep the floor tidy. Tools and equipment can cause accidents if left lying around. Safety is so important to us here at Playtime Co. The control panel on the walkway needs 4 fuses to operate. Please leave the fuses in the panel. If they're removed, they very easily get scattered across the floor and lost in corners. If you arrive in this room and find the fuses are not in the panel, please look for them and put them back to where they belong. This seems to be the room in Chapter 1 that gives us the red hand for the GrabPack. Unlike the green, purple, or orange hand, the red one doesn't serve any special purpose other than grabbing things and opening doors. So, what are your thoughts about the GrabPack? Was it as useful as Playtime says it was, or should it have been removed from Playtime staff equipment? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, because we'll be back with more Poppy Playtime videos. See you next time.